Hey, what's up? I figured I'd make coffee and tell you that you live in a zombie apocalypse. And I'm not fucking around. I know you don't get it. So I figured I'd just explain it yet again. How we live in a zombie apocalypse. How everybody's a zombie. How I'm not a zombie. And kind of what's up with all that. While I make coffee, by the way. So you can get over that part. But okay, people are lobotomized and they don't know it. They just don't know it. They don't know it. Even I myself am partially lobotomized. Okay? I don't know how everybody, I don't know the extent of how lobotomized people are. I know when you talk to people, they'll talk to you. They can talk and they look normal and they just seem normal for the most part. But it takes someone that really knows. I mean, that sounds pretty strange in a way. Oh, someone that knows? Are you better than me or something? It just takes someone that knows what the fuck they're talking about. And I know that's hard for you to accept. It's hard for you to accept that I know more than you. You're afraid of people that know more. And you fear that. I mean, maybe not a whole lot, but there is a type of fear that you have over someone that may know something you don't, or something. It's just a natural thing or something, I guess. I don't know. Don't blow your brain up thinking about it. Even though I know you don't think as much. You can stand there, then you can talk, and you can lie, and you can do all these things. But it's up for me to know you're not really home. You're lobotomized. You're a zombie. Sure, you can talk, and you can talk fast, and you can lie and cheat and steal your way through life or something if that's what you so fucking choose to do. And it's like, great, I'm making my coffee. See, I gotta clean the coffee off first. You see, I know I'm not perfect. I mean, I know my beard is long, and I probably stink from smoking, and I hate smoking, dude. I don't know what it is. I don't know why I smoke. I think aliens have, put cigarettes in my hand and, made me smoke. But not really like that, I don't know why I smoke. My fingers are numb. I feel like I'm gonna die. Do you think I wanna fucking die from this? Do you think I like fucking stinking? Or whatever? It's like, you don't really get the fact that people are really lobotomized, And I kind of think, what comes of that? You're all lobotomized. Every fucking one of you. I already done know it. There's people that live in ivory towers, and they probably are smart, Or maybe not. I really don't fucking know. But I am human. I forgot what the fuck I was talking about. I'm not really afraid to admit that. I forgot the next thing, because I called you all lobotomized, and I had a good point. And I kind of feel like now I forget that point, but it's okay. I'm human. I forget things. Hey, maybe I'm partially lobotomized too. Hey, I forget things too. Oh, no. Now you're way better than me because, you think you're better than this here, It's like, I don't think I'm better than you. there's a difference. Like, man, I can't think of a good example for this. It's kind of easy to know stupid if I could think of a good example. You know, it doesn't matter how you look necessarily. It matters about really what you know and how you use what you know in a way. And that's what really makes people smart or not zombies. Not just smart, just not zombies. Okay? If you have any knowledge at all, period, besides just blabbing at the mouth, you know, or lying, or thinking things, or coming up with your own conspiracies. That's the thing. I can sit here and talk about conspiracy theories and make up my own conspiracies or whatever, you know. But, you know, like zombies, they think of conspiracies too, but it's always a gas flag, or a gaslighting. Gas flag? Gaslighting. It's always a type of gaslighting. Like, you're bad, Aaron. You're crazy. You grew a beard. That means you're crazy. And it's just shit like that. It's shit that doesn't make any fucking sense. Okay? It's like, oh, everybody with a beard is a murderer or something, you know. And Alex Jones even talks about that. He's like, if you can think, then you're a fucking terrorist or something, you know. If you can think at all, ever, period, you might just be a terrorist, you know. And it's like, I really forgot how to tell you what the fuck I was feeling really good, like, yeah, I'm going to tell you. And then now it just was like, what? You know, I feel bad. I'm just going to finish my coffee. Maybe I'll remember. Like, one point I wanted to make is I know people are following me. I know the guy that's next door to me is a fucking alien, and when I moved away, I know that some guy followed me and he was a fucking alien. I know you're not going to believe that, but I thought about it, and I thought, no, I know it's hard for you to understand what I'm talking about, that, you know, there's people stalking me or following me, and no, I don't really care. But if you could understand that, like, hey, you're getting followed. I guarantee it, you're getting followed in a way. But not necessarily, but there's a good chance you get followed too. But not really, you know. It's like if they know you're a zombie, they know, you know, there's no reason to follow you or whatever. But I thought that's something that should help you in a way, like, because I don't know exactly why people follow me or what it means, or, you know, and now that I tell you, you're just going to think I'm crazy. But at some point, I feel like if I tell you, yeah, people follow me, and you understand that, and you start to keep an eye out on yourself, and at some point maybe you could come to the realization that I have, that you're being followed. Okay? And so I kind of like the movie, or the show. It's called Track Me If You Can. You know, that doesn't mean I do that, but I like the idea, and you know, maybe I'd like to do that. You know, who really wants to be tracked and traced and monitored? You know, I just bought a smartphone, and it has GPS on it. Let's just say there was a murder, and say it was down the road, and they're able to see that there were so many smartphones in that area at the time, so they could go and question those people and say, hey, well, we noticed that at this place at this time there was a murder, and you happen to be in the vicinity. Did you see anything? You know, now you're our suspect or whatever. And so that's good. I think that, well, that's good. You know, if stupid people commit crimes and they're holding their smartphone, that puts them at that place at that time. And so who knows what you could really do with all that. I mean, that's conspiracy in its own way, but actually it has its own not conspiracy, because it's like, hey, you know, if people are dumb enough to kind of broadcast they were there at that time, and then they incriminate themselves, and then that's good, you know. But at the same time, they're kind of knowing, and that's one reason I got a smartphone, is because I thought, what if I got kidnapped or something, and I did have my smartphone on me? Maybe they would be able to track it down and find me, you know. So I thought, you know, although the cell phone tracks and traces you and watches you, and I've noticed, I've seen people kind of talk about it a little differently, like they're like, it's transhumanism or just it's a technocracy, I've heard them say, and just different things. And I think, you know, there's a truth to that, but there's also like a sensationalism, which the sensationalism is almost kind of fake, because they faked it. But if you go back before the sensationalism, you kind of see alien zombies. But, oh yeah, how was I going to explain to you aliens again? I don't know, but like I got like aliens following me, and I figured, I know you're not going to believe me, you know. But it's like, if I tell you, yeah, I'm getting followed, maybe there's something there that underneath your zombiness, maybe there's a deeper person with more understanding there that can kind of get what's going on, even though I don't even know the word to call it, you know. Like there's always words or something you can call this shit, and I'm always trying to learn them and know them, and you know, like compartmentalized or indoctrinated, you know. Like when I first learned those words, I didn't know what they meant, so I had to look them up, and I'm like, wow, those are good words, you know. Compartmentalized, good word. But I feel like, you know, if I start calling people zombies and compartmentalized or useful idiots or we live in a dystopia and just so many amazing words, I feel like we need to back it up even further and establish what's really going on before we even give it these amazing, wonderful names. Like, people are lobotomized in a way, you know. How could I take it back even further, you know, to kind of bring you back up to a speed that I know of, you know. Like, my neighbors are out there now, and they don't have jobs. I think they're on unemployment, but that seems to be every day, all the time. You see, I kind of know that I don't have a life in a way, and it's because I'm trying to figure out what the fuck is actually going on that nobody can really understand. You know? So it's like my neighbor has no fucking life. No TV, no nothing, no job, no girlfriend, no nothing. He did get a girlfriend, and it was amazing because she was a fucking prostitute. And she robbed his house and did all this shit. I don't know why I'm telling you this. But I had shit like that happen to me. That's one reason I don't really talk to girls a whole lot. Is because there is something profoundly wrong with people, and no, I guess no one knows it. You know, the guy that used to live there before my neighbor moved in, he was nuts. He used to stop me every day and say, "Someone broke in my house." I'm like, "What did they steal?" "Nothing. They logged in on my computer and changed files around." And I'm like, "Dude, you know somebody can hack into your computer without, you know, breaking in your house." "Oh, no, they can't." And the dude was whacked out of his gourd. And I just ignored the guy, you know. Like, you know, there's a guy that lives over here, you know. And it's like, you know, it's like he always wears a light blue polo shirt or something. You know, and he's always got his hair shaved, and he's always, like, watching football, you know? And it's like, dude, the fucking dude's a brain-dead lemming zombie. I mean, he's an okay guy, you know? I think he goes to work or whatever, you know? And so he's more normal, but he's more like a preppy normal, you know what I mean? So it's like I got a prep that lives over here, or you know, a preppy, weirdy, kind of football-watchy, weirdo motherfucker. And he's a good guy, you know? It's like, he's a good guy, you know? He's okay. You know, he's got his weirdness. Like, he gets drunk and stumbles around his yard sometimes in his weird preppiness ways, yelling at things because he's mad, because he's a zombie. You know, I've seen him get mad. And who knows if he's happy or mad? I don't fucking know. But it's like, there's a guy that lives across the street from me over here. He seems normal. I've said hi to him and stuff, and he just seems normal, not exactly like a zombie. I think, you know, I'm sure he has zombiness in him, but he's taken it on a different role of more like normal, which normal zombies are way better than just like total lobotomized zombies. Okay, so there's different zombies, there's different people, and I don't completely understand it all. You know, normal people, like the guy over here, he really seems normal, never acted really that strange. Just looks as normal as he can be. So I say, okay, you know, I got there's 4 not jobs over here, a halfway normal guy over here, and then the guy over there seems fairly normal. You know, I've even talked to them, you know. I'm sure people have their own zombiness to them. But as long as it's not overwhelming, weird-looking, like the Happening movie, you know. Like some of these people, they just act like they're in the movie The Happening. Like something has just clicked in their brain and they've gone full fucking retard. And so, I still think normal people have zombiness to them, you know, but if it's not so obvious, if you can't look at that person and say, yes, they're a zombie, because they're doing something zombie, then I would say, okay, you know, they're a more mild form of zombie, and they're going to have some more undercover type zombie emotions, which, you know, I'm not going to just get to know somebody so I can find their hidden zombiness or something. It's like, no, if you can look at them and at least they look normal, you know, which I guess, you know, what category do I fit in there, huh? You know, I don't even look normal. So, you know, I think I'm definitely part of this zombie apocalypse. I think, you know, they try to make us live in a fantasy. And so now, you know, I gotta know, hey, you know, they're trying to make us live in a fantasy, you know. A lot of people say I live in a zombie fantasy, so, you know, I gotta watch out for that. But there's a difference between fact and fantasy. Okay, so if we really do live in a zombie apocalypse, and that's fact, and you don't know it, you can't accept it, you're ignorant to it, does that make me crazy because you don't know about it? Or does that make you something? Now, these zombies, they look like people. They will talk to you like people. They even will talk fast and smart. Sometimes. Not all the time. But they are all zombies. Zombie is the word. Zombies. And I've noticed people are talking more and more about zombies. People are starting to call other people zombies now. Hey, I think somehow I have started the rumor of zombie. So I think I got people calling other people zombies. Whether people have stolen my ideas and convinced others of the same thing, it doesn't matter, because at some point, I bet it all can be traced back to me. Bitches. I started the zombie apocalypse. With my mind. I said, and God made there be a zombie apocalypse, and so God made a zombie apocalypse. I don't know. So, wait a minute. You know, you're not just living in a zombie apocalypse with fairly normal-looking people. And it's funny, most of them you can tell they're zombies, at least. Like me. You don't just live in a zombie apocalypse. You're in a prison full of zombies. And so, it's strange because I know a lot of zombies. And that is really, really strange. And it's strange because they're zombies. They don't know it. That's not even half the strange part. The strangest part of all this, which no one's getting, is you're in a prison right now and you don't even fucking know it. A bad prison, too. And that is weird because you're a zombie. You're in a zombie prison and you love it. Like, you're a zombie and you love other zombies and shit. And it's so weird because they're absolutely zombies. They're like crazy, weird zombies. It's just weird. They're crazy, they're weird, they're very strange and weird, and I don't know how to explain it. I wish I could, but it's like they're crazy and they're really weird, and nobody really knows that they're crazy because they're all the same type of crazy. So they don't really notice that as the same. They're so crazy. It's like a normal crazy, because everybody's the same zombie crazy. So that's normal for them. So they see from these crazy eyes that and everybody seems normal to them because they're the same type of crazy. And I keep thinking, you know, people are zombies. I don't really think good things are going to happen to them, but I think they can have good things. Whatever, you know, good things zombies want, I'm sure they can get that, because they're not even going to be really good things that I consider. It's going to be good things that a zombie considers. So I think they can have what they consider good things. What I consider, what the fuck is that? Okay, but now let's think about the bad things, alright? Because they're zombies. They live in a prison where everybody's just as crazy as them, and that's good. They like that. But it seems like something bad will happen, and they keep saying, everybody says, like, the world is not going to end and nothing bad will ever happen. And that's weird, because it's like, you know something bad is going to happen. You don't know how or when or why. You just know everybody's zombies. They live in a prison. It's not a good prison, and they're not good zombies. Something bad could happen. And I'm thinking, you know, they live in ignorance. This ignorance is bliss. This ignorance is strength. Like 1984. Like, wasn't 1984 bad? So maybe there's some bad things happening to them, and they don't even know it, because they live in 1984 in a way. So, to me, I'm thinking, you know, something bad is going to happen. And everybody keeps saying it's not going to happen. And I think, how could it not happen? Okay? Everyone's a zombie. Everyone's in prison. How could something bad not happen? Seriously. I mean, it's like, everyone's a zombie. Everyone lives in prison. How could something bad not happen? why are people so convinced that they live in ignorance is bliss? And then when is that going to actually... I don't want it to go away. Let them live in their ignorance as bliss. But it's like, it's like, you know, it's like if someone busted through my wall right now and was like, I'm a zombie, like right there through this fucking brick wall. I mean, I feel like that's what's going to happen. You're going to be standing there in your house one day, and then just this shit's going to bust through the wall at you and fucking just bite you, and you're going to be like, I live in ignorance is bliss. And I'm thinking, man, from what I think of this, okay, if I'm right, you know, everybody loves saying how wrong I am, and it's so funny. You're not being followed. Nothing bad will ever happen. To me, it sounds like that ignorance that you have is so strong. This ignorance is bliss. It's so blinding. You are so blinded by your ignorance that whatever is going to come is going to be so big and so crazy. And it's because you will never see this big crazy thing coming. And I'm like, you know, so okay, if I know this, if I know like there is some big giant monster that's going to come and eat zombies basically for dinner, and it only has the taste for zombies for some reason, you know, it's like you are fucked. And you're going to live in ignorance up until that moment you're fucked. And it's for me to know and for you to find out. And you can live in that ignorance as bliss forever. And that's weird. That settles with me so weird. Like you know, my friends are zombies. They're brain dead. And they're going to get it. And I'm like, I feel so bad for my friend. What are they going to do to this motherfucker? Like, look at how dumb he is and what he's walking into. Like, these sheep are going to be led to the fucking slaughter, dude. And you know, I'm calling myself the Pied Piper now, if anybody hasn't realized that. And, you know, nobody's paid me shit, and so, you know, as far as I know, you know, I don't think you should fear me, but, it's like, however that works, you know what I mean? It's like, I'm nobody to do anything, but then again, I could be everybody to do everything. You know, and that's why people want to attack me or whatever. But I think, you know, they're stuck on petty little shit, and that's always what they're going to be stuck on. And that petty little shit gets to you, you know. And it's like, I'm on something so far different. Everybody's a zombie. Everybody's brain dead. They are ignorant. They live in this horrible denial of an existence. Or whatever. I'm sure it's bliss. I'm sure ignorance is bliss. And they're like, oh, I'm so fucking happy. And I don't know, dude. I'm sitting here thinking, like, you know, the people that follow me, they probably watch the video, and they're probably like, wow, he was smart enough to actually say people were following him, because we're following him. But if he says we're following him, he just seems crazy. But the way he said it, he's like, hey, I'm being followed, and I know you're going to think I'm crazy, but just know that I'm being followed, or whatever. And so they're like, oh my God, he was able to, you know, realize that, you know, like, you know, we got to give him more credit, when it's due. You know, we were following him and hired people and different things that he's never known or seen before to follow him, and he knew it. You know, he knew it. And they're zombie aliens, basically. You know, and I know that's crazy. But truth is actually not that crazy. I mean, it's crazy, but that just because truth is crazy doesn't mean I'm crazy. It just means the truth is crazy. And if you can't handle the truth, then you're crazy. I don't know, that looks like way too much sugar. Actually, now that I think about it, it's like for the most part, you can go and you can live out your day. You can go to your job. You can do whatever zombie bullshit that it is you want to do. But you never knew it. You are in a fucking prison. So that's why there can be this deception of everything's normal. That's why the news can come on there every day and say, don't worry, everything's normal. We have everything taken care of. Look at these pictures of these dead bodies and listen to how this person was murdered and killed. But you're safe. We got it all taken care of. Go to sleep, America. We are taking care of you. And I'm thinking, so it's so easy to live in the deception of this prison called the Matrix or something. But it's kind of sad because I'm thinking, you know, you're a zombie. Which, in a way, isn't always that bad. You know, it's like, because I'm a zombie too sometimes, you know, but not really. It's like, I live here in the world full of zombies, so I know zombies a little bit. So if I pretend like I'm a zombie, it's like things can be okay in a way, but not really, because that's the thing, you're still in that prison that you can't see or smell or taste or touch, and you don't know. And it's like, so you can live there in that prison with all your lobotomized zombie friends, and you can have fun. And if you can die and be happy like that, then what's the fucking problem, right? I just don't get that. You're never going to get that. That's what I'm saying. It's for me to know everybody's a lobotomized zombie. And no matter how much I try to tell people or any, I mean, I don't want to wake them up, but it's like, how am I not a zombie all the time? And how are they always zombies? How do they live in this prison? And not only that, this prison is almost like aliens. Aliens aren't even a good word for it. I mean, I can't find good words for this stuff. Yeah, like the guy over here bought a dog and it like barks and stuff. And it's like, I don't like dogs. I I do, like, I'll pet them and stuff. I don't know what it is. I had a dog once, and it shit all in my yard. And then, like, my parents got rid of it and, like, took it to the pound or something. And it just sucked. And just everything about it sucked. I loved the dog, but honestly, the dog was, like, retarded. I even tried to train it. It didn't matter. It's just like this sack of shit that barks or something, you know? And it's like, I like dogs, and I like people, and I like all kinds of shit. But just sometimes, just shit is just really fucking stupid. And I just can't explain to you that stupid. The best way to explain the way I see this stupid is it's just like the movie The Happening or something. It's like, you know, that's crazy. You know, you watch the movie The Happening, all of a sudden, like, something snaps in people's brains and they just drive into a fucking wall or something. Like, that is the shit that I see every day in real life. My buddy, my friend, my loved ones, my family, I look at them do that. They're just like, and I mean, that may be because they hate my guts or something, but, you know. And so I sit my friends and my family down, and I'm like, hey, you know, I'm not crazy. And I know that someone's telling you that I am, and they're telling you weird things. Don't listen to them, and that's where you see they're zombies. There is something in them that is the happening. And it's there, and it's like you could dive in their body, grab it, reach it, pull it out, and say, here it is, motherfucker, here's your zombie brainworm or something. But it's like, you really can't, though, can you? So honestly, what it comes down to is an acceptance of I live in the world of zombies. So you're never going to believe that. You're never going to accept that. You're never going to know the truth. So it's up for me to really kind of know that. And so, yeah. Way too sweet. I accidentally used a bigger spoon and I didn't even realize it, and the bigger spoon put way too much sugar in my coffee. So it's kind of weird and sad. So, it's almost like at the end of the day, I live in a zombie apocalypse, and it's up for me to know that, basically to defend myself from it, because if I live in ignorance, I'm going to be like you, and when the shit hits the fan, I'm going to fucking die, if I lived in ignorance like you. And the bigger they are, the harder they fall. And for me, what that means is the more ignorance they carry, the more they have propped themselves up on this make-believe fantasy of this prison planet, and they believe in that, and they believe nothing's going to happen. They have built their own little ivory tower on stilts, and it is not earthquake-proof. In fact, it's shaking and teetering, and it's like if you took furniture and just stacked it up and made a big, like, pyramid, like on Ed, and Eddie or something, and made a big pyramid of furniture, and then you got up there and you're standing on it like, yeah, I'm on top of this fucking world. I'm a zombie. I'm dumb. I'm brain dead. Yeah, this is fucking great. There's no such thing as earthquakes. And it's like, that's why we prepare for earthquakes. Because they actually happen. And we don't live in this fantasy where earthquakes will never happen. And it's like, that's you. I mean, I don't get that. I don't live like that, so I don't understand you. And that's why I'm trying to understand you a little better. And so I say, you know, you're up on this high horse. You're up on this pyramid of furniture that you built, and you're way up there, 100 feet up in the air, you know. And you're like, nothing can ever bother me. Look at my amazing pyramid. Isn't it so great? And your friend is on his pyramid, and he's yelling over like, yeah, we're on top of the world. Yeah, it's so great to be ignorant and dumb. And all of a sudden, the ground starts shaking. And then you fall. And all your shit falls. And you just fall and fall and fall and fall and fall and fall. And you boom, and then you're dead. And I'm like, standing there on flat level ground. And I'm like, hey, I didn't build anything because I seen it fucking coming. I didn't want my house I didn't want to build and build and build and build my house, especially non-earthquake proof, just to watch it be blown up by an earthquake or a tornado or something. And I'm not talking about earthquakes and tornadoes, by the way. I'm talking about a fucking zombie apocalypse. And so it's like, I'm not going to build this big, amazing thing if I know it's going to just be blown up when I'm done. And it's like, you lived in ignorance. You didn't accept the possibility something could happen to you at some fucking point in time. Not even saying that it could or couldn't happen, you know. That's your perfect ignorance. And so I came to you millions of times, and I've said, you know, you live in ignorance, and the shit's going to hit the fan. Are you prepared? Let's think of it this way. Let's take a prepper and say, okay, think of this person that is prepped. They have 12 years of food in their closet. Well, then this happens. The police were here to seize your firearms, your guns, your food, all your food and all your money and everything. And today's the zombie apocalypse. By the way, today there's going to be an earthquake and a disaster, and so we need your food because we didn't prepare. We're the government, and we didn't prepare for this, so we have to take your shit. And so you're sitting there up on this high horse with all this shit you fucking prepped, and then they come and take it, and then you go, and then you fucking shoot yourself in the head. And I say, man, I totally seen that shit coming. That's why I didn't prep a whole lot. Because it does make you a fucking target. And it doesn't just make you a target to people that didn't prep, to thieves, killers, murderers. It didn't just make you a target for that. It made you a target for the biggest conspiracy theorist of them all, the fucking government. And they've already said they'll do that shit. If they do, if they don't, I don't care. The way I look at it, everybody's sitting up on this gigantic high horse, and they're all fat and repulsive too, by the way. So they added a lot of weight to them. So they're not just going to be like thin, frail people that fall, and if they hit the ground, they might bounce and go, hey, I survived because I'm mostly just rubbery skin and bones. No, they're going to fall, and they're going to go, and their guts are going to splatter out their ears like a big fat person would, you know. It's like there's a man that fell out of a parachute, and his parachute didn't work, and he actually fucking survived because he bounced. And think of a fat person. Could a fat person bounce like that? You'd think that fat would save him, but really I think they'd just fucking splatter, like, you know what I mean? Not that you're fat or anything. But that's what they're fat in their fucking brains. So let me tell you something. I think we're all gonna fucking die. What if we all died fucking tomorrow? I am prepared for it mentally. I am mentally prepared for a zombie fucking apocalypse. So if it happens tomorrow, I'm going to say, wow, I am not surprised. And then this is what you're going to say. Wow, I'm surprised that a zombie apocalypse actually happened. And this is what I'm going to say. You would be surprised because you're a fucking zombie. You know? And so who do you think's going to take that well? What do you think's going to happen? You think people are just going to deal with a zombie apocalypse? No, there's going to be mass suicide. There's going to be Kool-Aid drinkers going crazy. I'm not a Kool-Aid drinker. I'm not going to be going crazy. Well, maybe, but I guess, you know, we'll find out, you know. It was like I was driving down the road yesterday, and there was an accident right in front of me. And I wasn't even phased. It was like, I'm like, fucking zombies. They just had an apocalypse. Their day's fucking ruined, you know. And then I drive on, you know. And it's like, you know, it's like I'm prepared for it. So I've learned something. These people that are up on this high horse and they think nothing's going to happen, when it does happen, they lose it in a way you never imagined. They beat their heads against the wall. They don't know what to do. They weren't prepared. They don't even know. Even the people that prep, they're not prepped for the shit that you're not prepped for. That's the whole point. What if the government comes and takes your shit? Oh yeah, you got some shit buried in the fucking woods or whatever. Holy fuck, I fucked up my shit. It's too sweet. And I'm going to let you know right now, as humans, we don't have any fucking natural predators. We live in an idiocracy. We live in a dumbed-down society. You can look up Korn. Korn, the band Korn. Look up Korn and then type in evolution. And tell me that Korn hasn't made a song about what I'm talking about. Type in Pearl Jam, evolution. Do the evolution. And tell me that these people don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Type in George Orwell's or whatever, you know, and tell me people don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Okay. Korn made a song called Evolution. And they're kind of talking about de-evolution. And it's in their song. They say there's no, in the background, it's like there's no natural predators to thin the herd. People can be stupid. No, you're making, I mean, this is the point that they're trying to make. There's no more natural predators to thin the herd. To thin the herd. So what are we going to do to thin the herd? Put people on a high horse. Let them get on the high horse. Help them get on the high horse. Invoke getting up on the high horse. And or whatever. Then knock it down underneath their feet. And watch them die. That is your natural predator. That's what I'm saying. I don't do what you do because I know they're doing it to you because they're your natural predators. They're the Pied Pipers, in a way. The Pied Pipers, or however you say it. And so I'm saying, if I'm right, this is all set up as a process of natural evolution to where they do thin the herd by causing zombie apocalypse in a way. So I'm saying, if I'm expecting this and it never happens, so what? Better safe than sorry, right? That's what all the preppers know. But what the preppers really don't know is this, the natural evolution process of this. The big fish eats the little fish. Then that fish eats another fish, and it goes on and up to the giant space owl that lives in space, you know. And that's why they worship the owl at Bohemian Grove. Not because it sees in the dark, but because it's the top line of the chain. The owl eats the mouse or whatever. And people don't know. Why do they have a giant owl that they worship? Because there's actually a giant owl that lives in space that kind of lives on people in a way. And so they're paying their respects to the giant space owl in the sky, which is really weird and doesn't make any sense, but it's the chain of evolution. And that's why they worship Satan or whatever, because they know how this works, where it's coming, you know. They know you're useful idiots and stuff. So, okay, you know, do you get that out? You know where I'm going with this now? You live in a zombie prison planet, and it's real. It actually is. I know you can't believe it, but you know what? You're gonna fall off your high horse, and I'm not gonna fucking feel bad about it. And I'll tell you why I don't feel bad. Because every day, nonstop, all I've ever done is try to tell you about it. I'm tired of trying to tell you about it. You can say it never happens. It doesn't matter. Evolution does happen. It just happens. It's the world. The world just happens. The world just happens to turn. The sun just happens to come up the next day. People naturally evolve or whatever, you know. And through a natural process of evolution, they have designed a system for failure. And you are failing in your failure system that they've designed for you to fail in. And there's a nice big hole pit at the end where all the lemmings jump into. And you're going there. And you're living in this ignorance is bliss. You're calling me bad. And I'm saying, you know what? Why in the fuck should I save someone that calls me bad for trying to save them? Please go kill yourself. And I won't be shocked to see your dead body laying in the pile of the lemming pit. And I won't give a fuck. And I think that's evolution. That's real evolution. It's the evolution of me not giving a fuck about you. And you can say whatever the fuck you want about that. Fuck you. And that's magic right there. That is magic. The fuck you word has magic in its fucking bones. And people, that's why I like saying fuck you and curse words. They don't understand the magical powers behind that. Fuck you. Magic, brother. Magic. And so, like, at the end of the day, if I lie to myself and I live in ignorance and I say it's not true, which I don't even think you're up to that point yet. Like, you're not even up to the point where you have to lie to yourself. You don't even know the truth. You can't even see the truth. You're blind. So if I come up to you and say, here's the truth, you know, It still don't matter. I'm going to do something I've never done. I'm going to add water to my coffee to try to calm it down. I fucked up my coffee. Okay, let me get real fucking weird on you real quick. You live in a prison, okay? You live in this fucking prison full of aliens. Okay, these aliens are fucking controlling you. These are weird motherfucking aliens. Reptilians, I don't fucking know, but they are fucking weird. And you're weird too. But they're weirder. They're the ones making the cell phones that are tracking you. And you don't even know fucking why. Okay? They have enslaved you. And you don't even know it. They have enslaved you in such a way where they're making you, like, eat yourself. You're like a cannibal. That's why they put Pepsi, babies in Pepsi, you know. And so they even make the workers put the babies in the Pepsi. So they make you do that to yourself in a way. You're a prisoner in their material world. Like you're a material girl, you're a material world. They made you a slave to capitalism. These aliens are capitalist. 100%. And they've turned everybody into zombies and they've turned the whole world into a prison. And, you know, I think these aliens have control over people's minds. They could broadcast a message and get it to all these people somehow, you know.